You are feeling. Feeling, and that you must do. If you shut off feeling, you shut off everything. You, what you really are, is felt. The mechanism of feeling is this: the body. It is a receiver. It receives you. The vibrational frequency that is you. The vibrational frequency that is you. Hear that well. There's an assumption. I am this. No, I am not. I am that which created this. This point in time and space. Where they meet, that is what I am. It is not definable. That is why talking about the sensation that's going on doesn't mean anything. Whatever you have to say about it cannot describe what is happening. Now we begin to talk about it, get this part, as a 2-year-old. You made that assumption about those feelings when you were down here, and you followed that the rest of your life. So we're taking the word of a 2-year-old for what we feel. That's not a good thing. So what we have to do now is stop and reestablish what we do at that moment that we feel. Stop, reestablish. The feeling itself will give you information about what it is and what it brings. What is felt itself. Okay? There's a clear, clean message. Okay? Once all the other stuff has moved up and out of the way, the message is clear. Now, if you don't stop, regardless of what you may want to do, you will never get past that point. Or let's put it this way. The more times you don't stop and pay attention to it, the louder the pain is going to become. The more it's going to hurt. So we either stop now, or at some point later on, it's going to be overpowering. The things that are going to come into your life are going to be absolutely hurtful. You can't get past it. Well, why is this happening to me? It's happening because you have misused feeling. You've accepted the word of that 2-year-old that this is a bad thing. Let's go back to some of your biblical teachings. The story of Adam and Eve in the garden. Well, as I've said many times, that story is the story of the development of every human being. That's what it is. Right? And they knew they were naked. And they knew they were naked. Weren't they naked before they knew? Isn't that the way they came? Isn't that the way the package was delivered? Naked. So what can be wrong with naked? They knew they were naked and began to cover themselves up. They had become as wise as God in their own mind. Legends in their own mind. I must cover up. Well, if God made it, the way it made it was okay. Now what's the problem? The problem is dividing the world into good and bad. That's the problem. Dividing the divine. Dividing that which needs no dividing. Defining that which needs no defining. It's simply what it is. You deal with what it is in that moment. You resolve the issue in that moment. Again, we have to be looking clearly at what the issue is. So when we have all this other stuff that tells us that we are wiser than gods, when we have all that, we don't deal with what the issue is. We deal with our opinion. Wow. It's an opinion of something. Well, we each are different, therefore we can see things differently. Well, when we're looking at the truth, if we're looking at the truth, if what you're looking at is true, then we will all see truth. If the device you're using to observe it is clear, we will all see truth. We will see the same thing. That's why it's called truth. It is what it is. Now we can resolve issues. Pay attention to the things going on in your life. Pay attention to the arguments people have. You see people arguing about the same thing, saying the same thing. You see them arguing about something that's not really an issue at all. They're going like this. It is our opinion about what the issue is, rather than what the issue truly is. Okay? To become whole, or to use that word again, holy. We divided the world. To become holy is to bring it back together. Not the world. The world hasn't changed. You. That thing in you that has divided the world. If it hurts, it's bad. Well, is that right? Is that right? It hurting can be good because it's telling you to move, to change your position, to look from a different direction. That's why it hurts. Move. Move. If you put your foot in a bear trap, that pain is telling you, take your foot out. Get it out. Okay? If it weren't in the bear trap, there would be no need to move from that spot you're on.